Welcome back to the Profitable Author Podcast, a place where we discuss data-driven book marketing that works. This is I think it's our seventh episode
Yeah,
now.
let's call it seven.
Yeah, we'll fix it in post if it's wrong. But today we'll be talking all about A-plus content. Like, what is it? The origins of the name. Does it help? In what cases does it help? So it's going to be a good discussion today. Julie, before we get into it, we were talking a little bit about our shared interest in puzzles.
Yeah,
What's like your go-to puzzle size? Like, what do you like?
I do 1,000. 2,000 is fine. I like those too, but 1,000 fits my table really well. Actually, the table my laptop is on right now is my puzzle table, and I constantly have one going. Turn on a podcast, get in the zone, do your puzzle.
Well, I don't want to get too distracted, but at one point with a previous job, I thought to myself, I had the goal to become really good at puzzles. And, that's like the vaguest goal ever, like that
Yeah.
is not a smart goal, specific, measured, what is really good at being at doing puzzles, right? I don't think I've achieved that extremely vague goal. I'm quite bad at them because like 5 months ago, me and a buddy did a puzzle building competition. It's such a thing.
Huh.
And it was a 500-piece puzzle, and there was about 12 teams of two people, and they would just stop it after like the top three finished, right? Like probably about 2 hours into it, like one team had finished already, and I'm just looking to my buddy and I'm like, they just got to put us out of our misery. We had like maybe 50 pieces put together. It was so embarrassing. Uh, yeah, so I am definitely not good at puzzles, but I brought it up because I just got a 2,000-piece puzzle, and I'll show it just to the camera, just for the people who are watching. And I just started working on it today, and if I remember, I'll give updates on the progress of the puzzle. Probably going to take me a couple of months, but yeah. Um, okay, yeah, let's get into A plus content.
Let's do it.
Um, okay, did you want to ask me the first question,
Yeah.
and then I'll
So,
ask you the next question?
what exactly is A plus content? Why does it matter? I know a lot of indie authors have never heard of it, so let's talk about basics.
Yeah, so A plus content, it was available to. Well, let me just tell you what it is first. So it's what you notice on either product pages, like selling like socks or shoes or something, but also book pages. If you scroll about, I'd say about 60% of the way down the page, you see something under the title that says "From the Publisher," and below that, we can add as owners of this product, whether it be a book. Well, this is the author podcast, so it's a book. If you're listening to this, you can add images to help promote your book. So that's A plus content. So it used to be known as enhanced brand content, or EBC. And it used to only be available to people through Amazon Author Central. And then it was available to traditional publishers, but I think they were also using Amazon Seller Central, which is a whole other thing. It's totally different than like Amazon KDP, although they can overlap in some ways. But yeah, it used to be called EBC, and now it's called A plus content. It became available to us self-published authors about, I don't know, I think like 2022, 2023. I remember it became available because I was so excited about it, and I did a YouTube video on it. And I created like some like super clickbaity title for it, and the video did well. Um, so that is what A plus content is. So why does it matter for standing out on Amazon? It really is just an extension of everything else that's on the page, right? So for nonfiction, an extension of, okay, what is the problem they're trying to solve, and what is the solution or the transformation that the reader's going to get after consuming this book. For fiction, it really is like doubling down on the emotional experience that people will have when they consume the book. So we can get into different ones that we suggest, and sort of like the benefits and drawbacks to creating A plus content. But that essentially is what A plus content is extra images and text that we can add to our page to enhance the experience of the potential consumers of our book.
Yeah. So, like, for those of you who've never seen it in a book context, it would be like you go on Amazon and you are looking at a shirt, and if you scroll down, all of a sudden there's like a size chart that they have
Yeah,
put in. That's A plus content.
yeah, yeah. Although I feel like the sizes are always out of whack.
Oh, they're
Like
always terrible, but at least they put it in.
for sure, you know, like I never want to get into the space of like selling clothing online. It's
No.
just, yeah. I tried to sell at one point trench coats online. It was so weird.
Why?
It's so random. I don't know, man. I was gonna do like drop shipping from like China or drop shipping from
Yeah.
India, and those like sizes are really weird. You know, they'll like me being well, I'm a little bit bigger than the average male. You know, 'cause I'm so muscular, but I would need like a quadruple extra large just to fit me in it. You know, it really it's weird to pick a quadruple extra large, and it also hurts my ego too.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah. All right, Julie. The next question is designing for impact. So, what, in your experience, makes for strong A plus content? So, visually, strategically, um, what have you found actually hooks readers instead of just filling the space? Because I know, as with anything, having a good something, this could be cover, could be anything. With the images, having a good one can help your conversion rates, help you sell more books, and having a bad one can actually hurt it.
Yeah. I think, the more I've looked at A plus content and researched it and seen it play out over multiple authors, for me the most important thing when you're creating it is to mirror your cover as much as possible in terms of like colors, color scheme, like stylistically with the font. We want to really bring people's attention back to the cover and make it look like a really cohesive brand. Like, your author brand is one thing, but each book sort of has a brand as well too that you're going to want to stick with when you're creating that A plus content. So I usually tell people, look at your cover, make sure that A plus content is really reflective of that cover. Now, we don't want to like reinvent the wheel and completely like copy our cover and just have our cover down there. But, if there's like stylistic elements you could bring down, if there's font, if there's color choices, it's nice to see that in the A plus content. And then you can sort of pick from any number of modules. There's sort of vertical facing ones, there's horizontal ones, there's smaller boxes. There's, probably 6 or 7 different ways you can format the A plus content. And to me, it kind of depends on what you're putting there in terms of like which modules look best. But yeah, my biggest things for A plus content is, does the visual reflect the cover and the blurb and everything you're trying to do? And is it adding value? Are you showcasing your awards there? Are you showcasing editorial quotes and comments? Are you adding an additional layer of social proofing that gets someone over that hump to buy your book?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we could always talk about sort of the ones that we've seen work the best. According to Amazon and other sources, they see a well done A plus content increase now, relative percentage increases, not absolute percentage increases, but relative increases between 3 and 30% in
Oh,
conversion rates. But of course, it can also swing the other way if it's done poorly. right? So I know we'll get this in the lightning round in terms of like, hey, should you get professionally done or you can do it by yourself? One thing, even if it just seems like, you know, sometimes sometimes the easiest thing is the most effective. So some of the things I've seen to be really effective is, um, in terms of like the formats, is using those three banners
Yeah.
and taking your book cover, just the background, not the actual text on it, and splitting that into three and putting three different taglines on it. So something just as simple as that you can make, if you have any design skills, you can make in like less than an hour on using Canva or something, right? Um, Certainly, there's lots of places that will design it for you. We'll get to that. But even just using those banners, I noticed to work well, or even one banner or one big image, because I noticed on one of yours, it's just one big image and it sort of reflects, like you said there, the brand of the book cover and the brand of the book itself.
Yeah.
I have a tagline and then three of those boxes below it, um, that show some praise for the book, from editorial reviews. And that is a big sort of Amazon's terms of service thing, is that you can't just put any review in there
Right.
from anybody. It has to be like from a credible source. That being said, I have people who put it on I'm like, they would do up the three squares with like praise, but they wouldn't credit it to anyone. They'll just say one of the best books I've read all year. And I'm like, oh, did someone say that about your book? And then he was like, well, I don't know. I'm sure someone said it about a book somewhere else. And I'm like, I don't know, man. That seems like a little fishy, Like, I mean, if you want to, you can try, but like, I'm not gonna sort of put my name on it. And you put it through, and it got accepted, right? So there, and over the years, I've noticed other A plus content like that too. It's just like words on it. It's not even credited to anyone. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you think, like, did anyone actually say that about this book? I found that kind of funny. It's like, I'm sure someone said it about a book somewhere. I'm
Right.
like, dude, I don't know, man. Like that, get into fishy territory, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's really
that seems
dangerous.
a little like, yeah. So it really is like you said there, like an extension of your brand. I think you put that really well. So if it's fiction, the emotional experience that someone's going to get from it, because when
Yeah.
people go through the book, they ask themselves, "Is this book any good, and will I enjoy this book?" And people buy on emotions and justify with logic, right? With fiction and nonfiction, they're going to be doing that. And then, of course, with nonfiction, we want an extension of our brand. Especially if we have like an upsell, like a coaching upsell or a speaking upsell, um, we want to maybe even feature that or even hint at that as well.
Yeah.
Increase that credibility with the book. And I love that Amazon gives us the ability to be creative with that, with different formats. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. So, I mean, we've touched on this a little bit, but we're sort of using this A plus content for storytelling, for our storytelling through our branding. How can indie authors use this content to really reinforce their genre, reinforce the tone, without just repeating what's in the blurb or copying the cover over? How do you walk that line?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It does want to be an extension. You don't want to just repeat the blurb, right? Then it's like, well, you know, they've already read the blurb more likely
Yeah.
when before they scroll down. But yeah, it really is an extension of it, like answering those questions of, like I said before, is this book any good, and will I enjoy this book, or
Hmm.
will this book help solve my problem? Right? Being able to, or being conscious that those are the questions that people are asking themselves. It's is this worth my time? Because a lot of people think, oh well, it's just the price. It's just the price of the book, and that's not always the case. Like, when you think about it, it's almost like asking somebody out on a date. And I might have mentioned this before, but I think it bears repeating. It's like asking somebody on a date, hey, I'll pay for everything. Like, I'll pay for the coffee, the croissant that you get, the bagels, the whatever, right? but the date's 5 to 10 hours long. You'd be like, oh, dude, like I don't care about paying for that, right?
Right.
Like I care about the time that I'm going to commit to this. And when you read a book, most people, whether they do it or not, have the intention of finishing the book, or at least getting value from the book in some way, entertainment or
Right.
finding a solution to their problem. Um, so you're asking a lot from them. So we want to be able to answer those questions in a more emotional way. Of yes, this is worth taking a chance on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have any thoughts
absolutely.
on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. And one thing I would add is that I did an informal study one time with a group. We were looking at different pages for top tier fantasy authors. What does their A plus content look like? And the interesting thing is that a lot of the really top people don't use it at all. And part of that, I think, is because they don't need it. Their publishing house is marketing them heavily. So, but about half of them did use it and use it really effectively. For me, it's a way to reinforce your brand, your genre, but it's also a way to signal that you are a professional indie author. Now, when someone gets to your Amazon page, they don't know whether you're traditionally published or indie or anything like that. So taking advantage of A plus content is one way that you can signal that you know what you're doing, that you're playing with the big boys, that you're it's a professionalism signal. Again, that extra little bit of zhuzh that's going to get you over the edge for people purchasing the book, and that's why, for me, that's why it matters the most for indie authors. Just we want to appear as polished and credible as possible, and that's why we would want to put, do you have awards, like slap them on there? Do you have really good editorial comments? Put those there to take advantage of the medium that you get to use, would be my advice.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is even just the credibility. Like if somebody's never even heard of you before, right? Like
Right.
I don't know. Maybe an example would be like, hey, you're going into a store, an independent store for the first time in town, right? Do you walk in and there's mice all over the place and rat droppings, and you're like, man, like are like all the shelves filled? Like how's the general experience, right?
Right.
Or if you walk in and it smells like roses and you know everything, they greet you nicely and you're like, man, I'm coming back here, right?
Right.
So yeah, it really is like filling the shelves of like, yeah, this is a legit thing. This wasn't just, and especially in the day and age of that we are now, of the AI slop being put up everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's nice to be able to be like, okay, there's someone that clearly put some effort into this, right?
Yes.
And it's just like the cover, right? Like the cover sets the expectations. One of the role of the cover is set the expectations of the type of genre it is, and the quality of the book, right? So if it has a shit cover, people are going to assume, rightly or wrongly, that the book's going to be shit itself,
Yeah.
right? Um, so yeah, no, those are good points. Those are good points. Um, question for you, and then we'll get into the lightning round. Okay. Well, this is a tough one. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Conversion and performance. So, how do you measure whether your A plus content is actually helping, and what's the best way to test, tweak, or update over time?
I have a really easy answer for this, and
Yes.
it's I don't know. I don't know that there is a way to really accurately, a way that we would put a lot of faith in to accurately measure this kind of thing. Amazon keeps itself to itself quite a bit. It keeps its cards pretty close to the vest. And it can be hard to know what's moving the needle. Is it your A plus content? Is it your keywords, categories? Is it your blurb? Things like that. It becomes very difficult to know what's contributing to what and where. So all I can ever say to myself and any prospective users of A plus content is, it can only help. Now if you're using best practices and it looks polished and everything, but it's just one more credibility factor that makes it that much more likely that someone will make the purchase. I don't really know of a good way to test different things to see which one's moving the needle more. I don't know if you have any ideas about that.
I do have some ideas. Um, and you're right, though. Like, it is hard to test, right? Because there's so many different factors, right?
Yeah.
And therein comes the issue. Like, first of all, you want to test like one thing at a time, right? You don't want to just change things willy nilly, right? Where, we take a very, as we say, data driven approach to it. So I don't like making decisions and changing a bunch of things at once based on a feeling. I like to have
Hmm.
data to support, hey, we're making this change, we're making this adjustment. Or going into, hey, we're going to test this, how are we going to track it, and what are the results that we're looking for, as opposed to just make like willy nilly tests, right?
Yeah.
So there are a couple of things, if we're running, what I've done in the past that has seen some success is seeing what the best performing, if we're running Facebook ads, what are the best performing Facebook ad images, and
Yeah.
then using that as part of the A plus content,
Yeah.
because that's proven to set the right expectations of the type of book it is, right? And proven to perform well. If you're not running Facebook ads, another one is going back to our friends at PickFu or PickFU. So they have for $99 an Amazon listing review. So what you do is put your Amazon listing up there. Now it's used for like sellers of socks and shoes and stuff like that, but it can also be used for books. And what you get is like 50 people, and you can ask open-ended questions like, "Hey, what do you think of?" Now, I wouldn't use the word A plus content because they wouldn't know what you're talking about. But hey, what do you think of the images from the publisher? What do you like? Does that support the overall brand of the book and what we're trying to get across? So you can ask them open-ended questions there. That's not something I have. I know I might have done it. I don't remember. It's if I have, it's been a while. But in terms of actually testing it, you can look at the overall trend of the conversion rates, especially your
Hmm.
Amazon ads. That would be the best way. Another one, which I don't think we really talked about in in the Amazon ads video, but even like all of these things don't work in a bubble, right? The information that we get from Amazon ads, the Facebook ads, the listing, all that sort of stuff, that could all work, to use a corporate term, synergetically. I don't know if that's a word, but like, hey, we're doing really well with the keyword phrase. I don't know. Pick a term. Uh,
Oh man, I'm blanking.
how to hire people. We're doing really well with the keyword phrase how to hire people, right? Hey, maybe we can double down on that a little bit more in our A plus content. Maybe mention it like, hey, it also talks about how to hire people, right? Um, so, and then in order to use the example of using the Facebook ad images to also use in your A plus content, because that has proven to work. So, yeah, there's no, as someone who loves testing, it's different from like testing something, even though I had no idea what it's like, but I assume it's different than like testing like viruses in the lab or something. You can't, it's really hard to have like 100% controlled environment, right? To test it. You really need like time and
Yeah.
overall trends and not changing anything else. Um, yeah, that's a good question. Um, lightning round.
All right. Shall we
Okay.
just get going?
Yeah, you asked me first.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. So
All right.
what are we doing? 10 seconds again?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do we ever actually keep to that? Let's
Yeah.
have it be an aspirational goal. 10
No. Well,
seconds.
I think if we do the 10 seconds, then the other person needs to cut the other person off, right?
Okay.
Or else we just say 10 seconds. It doesn't mean anything. So we have to not be afraid to cut each other off, even
Okay.
though I don't like doing that, but it keeps us accountable.
All right. Do all indie authors need A plus content?
Yes, if they're committed to doing it well. If it's just going to be haphazardly, don't just do it just to have it because it can actually hurt the conversion rates.
Oh, that was 10 seconds exactly.
Boom, nailed it. Okay. One sentence or an image? What grabs more attention?
Image, for sure. Yeah. Boom.
Why?
That's my answer.
Oh, come on. You could have gotten way more.
I don't know. Our attention spans are so short, and it's a lot easier to visually process an image than to read words and process what they mean.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's perfect. Yeah. That's a good answer. Okay.
Is DIY A plus content worth it, or should you hire a designer?
You could definitely do it yourself. But again, like I said, having a poor one can actually help hurt conversion. So I wouldn't always do it yourself. Do it yourself unless your time is way
Ding, ding,
more.
ding.
Damn it.
Do you really want to be cut off?
Oh, I got hurt by my own rule. That hurts. No, no, that's good. No, I
Okay.
set the rules. I can't go back. I'm not going to go back. Okay. What's the biggest mistake authors make with A plus content?
Oh my gosh. That making it look second rate, amateurish.
Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah,
ding.
there you go.
I got ahead of myself. Uh, okay.
All right. Author photo must have or skip it.
Definitely a must have if you are part of the branding. It's much, much more common in nonfiction than it is in fiction. So nonfiction,
Ding,
100%.
ding, ding.
That's good. That's good.
Is this useful to the
No,
to
I
the
like it. I like. Well, maybe people can give us feedback in the comments or email us. How about Weekend Publisher? Tell us if you like this, like being cut off, or if you want to hear our full answers. We want to be quick and rapid, but we'll get feedback from people. I don't want to guess. I don't want to just do it just off feelings. I want data from people,
Yeah.
right? So, okay. How many modules is too many?
I'd say that's a when you know it when you see it you know it type of thing. I never use more than two.
Okay, it's good. And Amazon has a limit anyway. I think it's 5. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go to font or style rule for A plus content.
That one's easy. Whatever is part of your branding. What I do a lot of times is ask ChatGPT. It'd be like, "Hey, I'm trying to target this. What's the best fonts I should use to set the expectations?"
All right, that's the end of your time. Good.
Yeah. Okay. Should your A plus content match your website or your ads?
Yeah, I think you answered that earlier. It needs to match your overall brand. Best way to do it is to see what ads are resonating and use similar images and tones and colors.
That's good. Yeah. Consistently at 7 seconds.
I have an internal clock, I guess. Is it better to showcase the series or focus on a single title?
Oh, that is a good question because a lot of times if you give people too many options, then they'll just become overwhelmed. I think it is worth putting the other series or other books that you've written to set at least the expectations that, hey, there's
Ding,
not
ding,
just
ding.
this book, but others.
I don't like cutting you off mid sentence.
It's fine. It's fine. I love being cut off. Okay. Next one. Are, are quotes from reader reviews effective in A plus content?
No, and they are prohibited from being used by the Amazon Terms of Service. Don't use them. Editorial quotes.
Dude, it was like 6 or 7 seconds.
Yeah. Should you include awards or editorial reviews here?
Yes, we should include awards and editorial reviews. Gives us extra credibility to answer the question: is this book any good?
Great.
Nailed it. Question for you, Julie. There's 2 more left. Is lifestyle imagery like cozy scenes, props, etc., helpful or distracting?
For my genre, I found it to be helpful because I am setting a cozy tone. I don't know about fantasy, sci-fi, things like that, but as long as you're keeping genre specific, go for it.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
How often should authors refresh their A plus content?
Well, it goes back to the whole like data over feelings, right? So if you look at it and you go back and be like, I never like to mess with something if it's performing well. Sometimes it's better the devil you know than the one you don't,
Yeah,
you know?
that's time.
Damn it. Damn it. Let me expand on that. Refresh it. If there's data to prove that a refresh would benefit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's A plus content. What do you think the biggest takeaways are for the authors?
I I honestly think, and this is what I tell people that we coach, the answer on should you do A plus content or not is yes, you should, because you want that just that one extra bit of oomph to get people to purchase your book. And anything you can do to make your storefront prettier, you should do it.
Yeah, I would agree. Just do it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or at least well enough that's not going to hurt us.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be by like some like high end. We don't have to go out and spend thousands of dollars on it, right? Just enough. Yeah. So when you walk in that store, you don't see like rat turds and stuff. You smell roses. I
Right.
don't know. I like to use examples so, like that people to relate, and sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. But yeah, okay. Oh, another good chat.
Yeah.
Next week we'll do it all over again. So if you want to interested in work with us, hello at We Can Publisher. Just email us. You don't even have to say anything. Just well, maybe a few words. Be like, I want to work with you guys. That's all we need. Or what do you have to offer?
Yeah.
That's all we need. Or suggestions for this. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, I read the comments. I don't always respond to them. I got a couple of comments. So yeah, we'll see you guys again next week.
All right. See ya.